Tonight I'm going to review a movie about living beings beholden to their owners. Beings who define themselves so closely to whether or not they have a child that they go through a true existential crisis when they do not have one. Of course, I'm talking about Toy Story 4. This movie stars a whole bunch of stars who are returning to their old roles or playing entirely new toys. Tom Hanks plays Woody, Tim Allen is back as Buzz Lightyear, Annie Potts is Bo Peep, Christina Hendricks as Gabby Gabby, Key and Peele as Ducky and Bunny, Keanu Reeves, the man himself, plays Duke Kaboom, Ally Mackey is Giggles McDimples, and Tony Hale is Forky. The film takes place not long after Toy Story 3, where Woody and the gang is given to a young girl in the neighborhood named Bonnie, right before Andy drives off to college. Now, Bonnie is on her way to start kindergarten. For some reason, she has an orientation a week before school actually starts. I don't remember ever having to do orientation for when I was in kindergarten, and as far as I know, my 5-year-old niece has never done that either, so maybe it's just a Pixar thing. I'm guessing it's a lot like orientation in college, where the administration sits you down in a room and tells you not to plagiarize papers or like assault fellow classmates, but luckily, that's not what happens in the movie. Bonnie is asked to make arts and crafts project for the school and to get used to the classroom setting. This is where Bonnie, with the help from Woody, creates her new friend Forky, a spork with googly eyes, pipe cleaners for arms, and a broken tongue depressor for feet, which is stuck together with putty. The girl loves Forky very much, and Woody takes it upon himself to keep her and Forky together, despite the fact that Forky desperately does not want to be a toy. Much like Buzz in Toy Story Part 1, Forky believes his life's purpose is something completely different and more noble than being simply a child's plaything. Toy Story Part 3 begins with Woody lamenting over the loss of Bo Peep. The circumstances of her disappearance are not discussed, and her name has never been mentioned again throughout the movie. Toy Story 4, however, begins with a flashback from before Part 3, where we learn what happened to Bo Peep and what kind of impact that had on Woody, which drives him to do some of the things that he actually does in Part 4. His motivations to find Bo Peep again begin to run counter to his motivations to return Forky to Bonnie again. His search for his own happiness with Bo competes with his hardwired need to make a child happy. This leads to the big adventure of the film, where he tries to return Forky to his child by rescuing him from an antique shop, while at the same time trying to reunite with Bo Peep. Without getting into any spoiler territory or giving too much of the plot away, this movie deals with the themes of abandonment, redemption, disability, freedom, and the things that we owe ourselves and to our loved ones. This is all told through these toys. This is some pretty heavy stuff for a children's film. But despite these deep concepts, the movie is still very fun. It really is the funniest of the Toy Story films. Just like the earlier reviews have said about the film, it is the funniest of the series. Key and Peele play 2 carnival plush toys, Ducky and Bunny, who are attached at the hand and are hilarious. Keanu Reeves plays a Canadian toy version of a motorcycle stuntman named Duke Kaboom, and he is constantly haunted by the abandonment of his first and last owner, and is always seeking to redeem himself from his past failure as a toy. This may sound like a hot take, but Woody plays kind of a reverse white male version of Harriet Tubman in this movie. And in all the movies, all the Toy Story movies really. Instead of risking his life to free his fellow beings from being owned like Tubman did, Woody constantly is risking his life and livelihood to ensure that toys have owners. Most of the toys in this franchise define themselves on whether or not they have children. If they are not owned, they are considered lost. Some of the lost toys in this movie have banded together in a playground to make sure that they are always played with by children, because that is what they define themselves as. Even the bad guy of this film lives by these same motivations as the rest of the toys. Gabby Gabby goes through such extremes in this movie because she seeks to finally have a child herself, something that she has never experienced before despite being created back in the 1950s. This is because she was made with a defect in her voice box. During the voice acting part of the production of this film, there's a story where Tim Allen calls up Tom Hanks and asked him if he has done the lines for the ending of the film yet. Hanks said no, and Allen warned him that the ending would be very, very emotional. And he wasn't lying. I couldn't help getting a little misty-eyed myself watching the end of this movie, and my girlfriend was full-on crying. So were other members of the audience. So I will extend this warning to you in case you haven't seen this film yet. And if you haven't seen this movie yet, I don't know what you're up to. You need to go leave right now, watch the movie, and then you can come back and finish watching this show on YouTube or something, because I'm not going anywhere. I'll be on YouTube. Just watch the movie. This movie gets 4 stars from me. You definitely have to watch it. You just saw a segment of the Bronx Movie Club hosted by me, Justin McCullough. If you like what you see, please do not hesitate. Click on the subscribe button down below, click on the little bell up there, and click the like button because you obviously like the program. You can see other segments of my show, which I have in my video section. I have the most anticipated movies of 2019. I have some reviews that you would like to watch, things of that nature. And you can also catch me on social media. I'm on Instagram, Twitter, Stardust, Letterboxd, you name it, I'm there. So, yeah, I'll see you soon.